Be Quick looks like. There doesn't seem to be much of a queue either, which is handy. It doesn't matter how crappy the car looks, they're still taking care of it. Wash the windows. Oh man, new wheel. New wheel. They're sticking out a tiny bit more than I imagined they would, because they're slightly less offset. We wanted 40, but these are 35s, and the tyres are 225s, not 215s where they were before. But we're going to see whether or not, I don't know, when we're really hacking around the corners, whether they touch or not. If they do touch, maybe we're going to flare the arches out or change the wheels or something. We've got a bit of an issue because we went to operate the sunroof and it broke. We're going to take the glass out and see if we can work out why the sunroof ain't working anymore. It was open when we got the car, that's why it was full of water, one of the reasons why it's full of water. So we closed it and put a plastic sheet over it. We've just removed the plastic sheet and we thought we'd open up the sunroof. And then it opened a little bit and said, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. So now I'm taking it out. Right, that's that out. We can work out why this ain't working. That one's down. Right, then, God knows how most of these come out. But this is a screw for that. I'm going to take the headliner out. I can't get the sunroof working. We weren't supposed to be lightening the car until we've done testing. But what we could do is we could just weigh the bits we take off now. I'm not going to put them back in for sure. So anyway, I'm going to get the headliner out and see what's what with the sunroof. It's a bit daft. We need to put something in there, we need to block the hole up, we can't have it like that. Lots of things on here that I've never come across before. Being this is the most modern car we've worked on. You pull those clips out like that. Right, like that. And then you pull the handle off. So all those clips do is lock out the locking tabs on it. There's no screw in it. It's just purely held up there with a cross section of plastic tensile. That's pretty mad. Find out the things. There. Right. Again, just clipped in. So. Right, new headline of the Sierra. Got a little crack in here. Huh. There you go. Not much weight in that, but it's out. Time for bacon lunch. So the issue we've got is the cassette being plastic, which is a good thing really, because like on the old Sierra it was metal and it was all rotten. This is not rotten, it's gone brittle and it's broken. So where that spring is not being held captive anymore. So when the motor tries to move there, it's not a spring, it's like a spring, but it's the sling that runs in the teeth of the motor. So when the motor turns around, it grabs onto these and pulls it, but it's not pulling it because they're just stuffing it under a roof support. So it ain't going to work. I can move it by hand, which is no good. But what I'm going to try and do is just do a bodge on it, which the cable ties, so I actually stop that coming out of there, and that should work. That should work. Basically, the gear goes through there, notches on the. Well, it's not spring at all. It's solid rod, but it's like a helical gear, a continuous helical gear. Now, that's what I'm going to try and do. Right, so there's my little cable tie. And it just stops the. It's not a little one. I put a little one in there first, and it was catching on the teeth of the worm gear thing. So I've found the fattest cable tie I can. And just like to say at this point, this car build is going to be sponsored by cable ties globally. So yeah, that's in there now. I'm moving backwards and forwards by hand, it works. So just pop the motor back in and let's see if it works. No. Not working. What's happening there? Ah, look, it's still curling up. It's still curling up. So it looks like some lubrication might come in handy, and perhaps another cable tie, because it's now popping out in another area as well. So I'll add another one. Okay. We know how to fix sunroofs. Really cheap. 2 cable ties. Done. Next job. So these are brake pressure sensors, which we've tapped into the master cylinder, and we'll be monitoring and logging the pressure and the G-force from the brakes. And we're just about to flush and bleed the brake system. We've just done the rear left wheel, because when you do the brake bleeding, you always do the furthest wheel first. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then the last one's the nearest wheel. So basically, because it's power bleeding, you just crack that open, find my 10mm spanner, and the other one didn't flow very well. This one's coming. No air yet. I've got a bit of a spongy pedal because I opened the system up. Coming out yet? No. There we go. There's a little bit of a dribble. Bit better. So not much coming out air-wise. I'll also give it a pump. Does it drop much?
It's at 14.
Yeah, give it a pump. Seems to like it when you pump it. I've actually got air coming out now, so I'm glad I waited. Right, So what we're doing as well as bleeding the brakes, we take the opportunity to put these, what do they call them, centre bore rings or whatever, and these are perfect. Very cheap, couple of quid, couple of like 100 baht or something, and just make sure the wheels centre all the time. Not centering on the nuts and the lugs, you're centering on the centre bore there. So I'll get this engine oil out now. See how tight this thing is. There we go, cracked it. Get one of them famous moments where just get the oil everywhere. Tight. Bloody thing. Oh, right. How's that gonna go? Oh Jesus! Tight all the way.
Tightened it up.
Did I?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I changed hands and confused myself. It's been that long since it's been off. Actually, it's a bit black, that. Isn't it? It does look a bit dark. Has been in there for several years, and we've just had a recent thrashing, so. Don't know what oil it is either, you know, whether it's the cheap stuff or main dealer stuff or semi-synthetic or fully synthetic, no idea what it is. But we're going to put in fully synthetic Castrol. I think it's 5W40 Castrol Edge, because my mate says it's the right oil to use for this type of engine. So just let that drip out totally. We've got the engine, the car level but slightly tilted back, but it says a little sump on there. So oil, dirty old oil should come out. Just trying to get the oil off my hand. I'm going to try and crack this off by hand. There we go. It's funny, they say don't hand tighten them. If you don't hand tighten them, how do you tighten them? Right, I'm going to put the plug back in there, I think, because now that's dripping. Whoops. Oh no. I'm all upside down. Which bloody way did that go? It goes that way. Alright. And it's tight again. Maybe I should have waited. In the interests of making riveting YouTube, what goes out and what goes in. Like, share, subscribe. Else we'll do more boring videos like this. Piggy's going to hit the track with new oil in her. Golden goodness. You can fry your chips in that. What are you laughing at?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
If you had nothing else to fry your chips in, you would. I wouldn't fry my chips in the old oil. You seen the stuff they do with oil in China? scoop it out the drains and reprocess it. I think that's probably enough footage of. Should we put on time lapse?
No.